Hello everybody, so this is the first of my Tableau tutorial series, and so this video serves to get your feet wet in Tableau. Basically what we're going to be doing is replicating the IT tickets line graph that you did last week and creating the same visualization or similar visualization in Tableau. We're not going to get to the formatting today. I just want you guys to become familiarized with the user interface of the software and just start creating visualizations. Because I remember how it was when I first started using Tableau. It can be an overwhelming experience, and there is like a learning curve. But we're gonna take it slow, and we're going to learn it one step at a time. And so let's get to it. Let's open up Tableau 10.5. So this is the first, when you have a brand new workbook, this is the first screen you're going to see. This is going to give you the options of your data sources that you want to connect to. So the first one that you're going to see on the top left is your Excel spreadsheet. Then you have your text file, which is your CSV files and your TSV files. The CSVs are very common. They're basically generic Excel spreadsheets. They're comma separated values. You have your JSON, your PDF, and you also have your Tableau, all your database connections. And that's usually for enterprise, business uses. But for our purposes in this class, we're going to be sticking to the top left here. So the data that I gave you guys last week was an Excel spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and open that. So once you effectively imported the Excel spreadsheet, you're going to be seeing this screen here. And so notice how Tableau is very smart. It automatically assigns data types for you. And if you notice on the assignment, like I gave you the rundown of all the data types that are applicable to that in Tableau. So Tableau knows that this month column has all strings, and then these two columns, they're all integer values. And notice that the icons here, ABC indicates that it's a string, and these two are whole numbers. And you can change these because sometimes, although Tableau is smart, it can make mistakes, and so if you notice that it doesn't make a mistake with assigning a data type, you can always change them. Okay. So now that the data is imported, we don't have to manipulate it. We do not have to manipulate it. We can go ahead and go over to sheet 1. And so the worksheets are basically the workspace that you're going to be creating a single data visualization, just one. And so you notice here that the data columns or data fields are available here, organized by dimensions and measures. Dimensions being the qualitative values, measures being quantitative values. And so if you look back here to our visualization our line graph we created in Excel, notice here that, okay, so the months are on the columns, and then the ticket values are in your rows. And so Tableau organizes this. It doesn't specify x-axis, y-axis, it's columns and rows, which is basically columns meaning the x-axis, rows meaning the y-axis. So you can put the months columns, we can move the month value to the column. And let's try the ticket volume process and move that to the row. And Tableau will default to a bar graph. We can change that by going to the Marks tab and then clicking line. And you instantly obtain a line graph. Very useful. And so now, but if you notice here that there's two lines in our Excel visualization. So now we have to bring the ticket volume received also over, and that will default to two separate line graphs. But we don't want that. We want one line graph, one whole line graph, but 2 lines for both of our data. So let's go over here. You can double click either one of these pills. They're called pills, and you can click dual axis and stretch this out a bit. Okay. And so, if you remember in the readings in the textbook, there's the pitfalls of dual axes. They're not the best because if you notice here that the y-axes are different, so that's very misleading to the observer. And so what we want to do is we want to make these axes the same. So if you double click on the right y-axis, you can click synchronize axis, and now they're both the same. So now we have the two y-axes that are the same. It doesn't make sense to have two y-axes, and so we can remove the second one by just clicking show header, and now it's away. So now once you create this, just take a moment to really appreciate the interactivity of the data or of Tableau. Like this is called a tooltip. We'll be learning a lot about this and leveraging this because this is like where Tableau really shines, and what makes Tableau unique is that you can fit a lot of data and a lot of insights into a tiny amount of space using Tableau. So it's really, really important. So this is how we're not going to go into the formatting. For now, we'll just I'll leave the video at this, and for your assignment deliverables, you're going to be submitting your own workbook that has this. That you try this out for yourself, and also another data set that you import into Tableau and that you create any visualization from, line graph, bar graph, you name it. It can even be, it can even be any of these, but preferably try to keep it to a bar graph or a line graph here. And if you do want to go into experiment on the formatting, if you double click on the x-axis here, or the y-axis I should say, you can go format, same thing down here, and also on the grid lines here, you can click formatting if you want to experiment with that. But for now, for this assignment due date, assignment 2, you just need to create this visualization and also a visualization from your own data set. So if you have any questions, just drop me a line in Piazza, or you can also email me as well. But try to submit your questions to Piazza, so if another student has the question, they can see it as well. All right, that's all.